In the northeastern part of our island, watching the sun rise and set gloriously every day is El Yunque, the only tropical rainforest within the U.S. National Forest System, and one of the most important ecosystems in the United States.
The name El Yunque actually comes or dates to pre-Hispanic times where the native inhabitants of Puerto Rico used to live around here. They would go up and see the mountain covered in clouds. So they thought their main god of deity or wellness used to live up here. His name was Yokahu Bagua Maorokoti. So he was the god of agriculture and wellness and well-being. And he inhabited among the clouds in El Yunque. So they named the mountain itself Yunque. So Yunque means, actually for them, it used to mean the sacred area among the clouds.
El Yunque was first inhabited by the native Taínos, who venerated the forest as a sacred land. A wide array of Taíno objects have been recovered in the grounds and have helped us put together parts of their history. We know that they believed that Yokahu, their god of creation and peace, lived among the clouds on top of El Yunque's peak. We also learned that this benevolent god's adversary, Guaban-6, the Taíno goddess of winds, would occasionally direct her uncontrollable fury upon him, unleashing huracanes, a term they used for storms.
We use El Yunque now as a kind of a sacred landscape in which we preserve nature itself. So we came full circle basically from a sacred landscape back to a sacred landscape, trying to revert our own mistakes in the land. And that's why you see El Yunque all green all around you, and people see it as a natural reserve because we actually work on trying to save nature from here. And from El Yunque, that message actually spread out throughout the island, throughout the Caribbean, so much so that people start thinking about El Yunque not as a forest, but as a natural preserve.
Today, as El Yunque continues to be a national treasure, it's more vulnerable to climate change than ever. Even though reforestation efforts by local and national conservancy groups after 2017's Hurricane Maria are making a difference, the effects left behind by this natural disaster can still be witnessed. That is why we must come together to support initiatives that fight climate change, so that our children's children and their children and grandchildren can walk along El Yunque's many trails and marvel at its rich biodiversity and beauty, not doubting for a second why their ancestors considered it to be the house of gods.